Hi, this is Graphically Alex coming at you with all things fat related. If that's something that interests you, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. And today we are going to be looking at this. We're going to be looking at unexpected hate because I'm losing weight. I like the way it rhymes. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. I have some thoughts too, I think, before I start. I feel like I'm having... Okay, I'm just going to say this because I feel like a lot of you guys, or a lot of people, are not watching anymore. And maybe I suck. Maybe. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm a flop. Maybe it was Floppy-wary. I don't know. I definitely think I didn't do as well this January, like creatively, as I thought I would. I was very anhedonia-ish, and I struggled a little bit because of that. But back in December, I did make a video about how people were starting to get a little bit triggered by some of the progress I had made. And there was a little bit of weird comments. You know, I think some of it were from people who are on the reductive side, which I did make a video about that in December specifically. And I think people are they're just not fucking with me right now. I think this is one of my lowest moments reputationally that I've had in a long time, which is really bizarre. It's bizarre to me as an activist because I've basically proven myself correct. I have accomplished the goal for the most part. You know, I think I am still going to downsize a little bit this year, but it's probably going to be 20 pounds at most versus like 50 in 2025, which is an incredibly difficult thing to do. And I have to tell you guys that are downsizing, if you are expecting like an influx of love from every single person and all this stuff, I want you to understand that that is likely not going to happen. It's probably not. So I have not gotten like active hate as much, but I'm getting a lot of like, I just don't fuck with you. Or like, I don't want to watch. That kind of thing. So it's a little bit of that kind of energy, which, like I said, I will take some accountability for it. I do think part of it is like I lacked creativity somewhat. But I saw this aspect growing in December, and then I see the result in January. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I'm just thinking of some of the comments I got. You're just so full of yourself. You're just so this, you're just so that. And I'm like, well, why is that so easy for people to believe? Why is it so easy for people to see the worst intention in what I'm doing, in all this stuff, when honestly I've sacrificed a lot to do this work? It's interesting. And so I was having a conversation with a friend tonight. I will shout her out. Lexi. But I was having a conversation with Lexi tonight. And she was telling me that like different reasons why people kind of hate on you if you look better. Which, like I said, I noticed it in December. And people really get pissed when you say that too. I don't know why. I don't know why it's taboo to say. I don't know why I have to act clueless or like I'm an idiot or something, which honestly, I don't really care that much. I'm very apathetic about my own looks. Like I care to a certain extent, but I don't really care that much. So it's actually annoying to me where I feel like it's becoming a liability, not necessarily a liability, but it's like almost like a barrier to my activism. And like I said, I will take accountability for some things. I'm not the most charming person in the world. I'm really not. I'm not the nicest person in the world. I understand that. I'm not going to be humble about my dedication and hard work and success. I'm not going to be. So if that's the requirement, then oh well, I guess it's not going to happen. Then I guess I'm public enemy number one, because there's a lot of things that I will be humble about, but I'm not going to be humble about being totally right, activistically, completely proving my point. Fucking Allie is a loser. I proved her wrong. That's why she freaked. You're fucking wrong, Allie. Okay? I'm not going to be humble about that. That's not happening. If a point is proven, I'm going to say a point is proven. And people can be pissed and they can be like, oh my gosh. You can try to be delusional. You can have your moment. But if you're wrong, you are wrong. And you need to get over it. That's my opinion. So as far as that, like an activistic victory of being proven correct, that one, downsizing was possible, and two, that I could keep it off, bitch, y'all were wrong. Okay, so I do think there's a little bit of salt there. I don't know if there were like personal levels too, where maybe certain people were just like, oh my gosh, this super femmy, whatever the fuck, girly pop, emotional, hot mess. He's never going to make it. Oh my gosh, this person that doesn't eat seed oils, he's never going to make it. He's wrong. You know, I don't really care what it was, but I do think there's a lot of salt about being proven wrong. So I think that's one thing. As far as the looks aspect, I don't really know. You know, most of my audience is female, so I don't, you know, I never have thought I'm like a bombshell or anything. I don't feel like I have that energy at all, but I don't market myself that way, but I don't know if it has to do with like, you know, it's more like I'm more feminine, so I probably am more perceived like very mean girl energy, that kind of stuff, which it's like, I get it. I do. I get it. I can see the energy. I can see it. But I think what's not understood about it is it's not necessarily mean girl energy. It's okay to have boundaries as a feminine person. It's okay. It's okay to be proud of your accomplishments as a feminine person. That doesn't make you mean. I would be mean if I was sabotaging other people. Specifically, I would have mean girl energy if I was sabotaging women or, you know, feminine people. I'm not. I'm always supportive of you succeeding within downsizing or succeeding in this. So although I am a fighter, it's like I'm fighting for a cause. And I'm not fighting against any individual person, you know, or like, there are certain people I don't like, but I don't talk about them really on my channel, you know. If it's too personal for me, where I'm just a hater, then I won't talk about it, you know, like I'll just spill the tea. There's this guy that tried to date Eric. I'll tell you the type of person I don't like. There's this guy that tried to date Eric. And I'll just say his name. I don't even give a fuck. Lexi's gonna die. Because Lexi knows him. But he's like kind of famous on Instagram. His name is Ryan Nealon. And he's a singer, and he's like Mid-Sized Princess is like his brand. And he was trying to date Eric, but then he blew off Eric a couple times, and Eric was not like so serious about it, because Eric is just super extroverted and he's just like open to dating. Like he's very like, I want to meet people, like that kind of vibe. So it doesn't really mean that much that he was going to go on a date with Ryan. But basically, I make fun of Ryan a lot. I do. I make fun of his Mid-Sized Princess songs. He has this song where he goes, sorry, I'm still not at home in my body. And it's really cringy. And it drives me nuts. And I think he's an INFJ as well, which I'm sorry for any of my INFJs in the audience, but he's one of ours, and it's horrible. And so it just cringes me out. And I'm a hater. I am. I'm absolutely a hater. Like, so I wouldn't really talk about him on my channel, if it's like, I will tell you guys, I will tell you. I'm not perfect. I don't pretend that I'm like never mean or whatever. I don't pretend that. I don't. I'm honest, So that means too, like if I'm really for the cause or I'm really fighting for this type of thing, then you have to know that that's real too, because I'm fighting for real. You know what I'm saying? And Allie is a horrible person. She's horrible. She's horrible activistically. She's horrible personally. She can't even get along with people. Like, if you fall for someone like her, I worry for you. I honestly mean that. I'm not being a bitch to you. I'm genuinely concerned that you cannot see through Allie's manipulative bullshit. And that if that somehow shifted your view of me, I'm so sorry. Honestly. Like, because it means you're easily manipulated. So that part is tough, but it is what it is. I'm thinner now, so I'm the oppressor because I'm thin. That whole thing is a thing within the TR. So I get that. I get the TR shit, but it's all bullshit and it's awful. And it does make you a worse person. I'm going to say that. So I think we need to be honest about that too. Like, staying in the TR, it makes you a worse person. It does. And it brings out the worst in people. I'll put it to you that way. Okay? But anyways, I don't think that really helped anything, but I'm just trying to describe the state of affairs and that I'm aware of it. I've become aware. As the anhedonia has started to fade, I've become aware that my reputation is shitty. Basically, I'm having a little bit of a rep moment. I'm feeling delicate at the moment. But I wouldn't say my reputation's never been worse. It's just like, it's the perfect floptation, where it's like, it's just bad enough to not click. That's basically what it is, which is horrible. So, anyways. That being said, I know who my true blue, non-fair weather supporters are because of this time. And I will remember you. I have my Mid-Sized Princess one. I will remember. So I do remember people that stick by and that are very loyal. And there's a lot of you guys. And for that, I am so grateful. I have a lot of you that are genuinely supportive, that don't feel weird or jealous or, believed in me the whole time or whatever. You don't feel any kind of weirdness like that. And for that, I'm so thankful. We need more of you. And, I want to say thank you as well to Angelica for collabing with me. I don't think Angelica cares at all if I'm having a floptation moment, but I appreciate that. I really do. And I will be collabing with new people soon. So not everyone's a hater. Okay. Or a new person anyway. I have something planned with somebody. So I'm going to do more collabs. I want to get more involved. I think as far as like the anti-FA space, I think I just couldn't be as involved in the Lana era because I was so tired but I'm not anymore. So I'm like, okay, let's open up the gates. Like, you know, because some of it is also me, and I need to be more available or like more open. And I think I can. So yeah, I understand that it's a two-way street, and I want to make that clear. So I do see some of what I'm doing wrong, but I also see some things that are not valid. And it's like, I'm not a worse person because I was successful. I'm not. I'm not a worse person because I proved you wrong. No. Okay. So anyways, I'm mostly speaking to my diehard supporters anyways. So thank you guys so much for being here. Let's read this now. Unexpected hate because I'm losing weight. I'm a 35-year-old female who has gone from almost 300 pounds at my heaviest to 165 pounds currently. One thing that I really wasn't expecting from losing almost half my body weight was the hate that I sometimes get from people, especially from people that I know and who should be supportive and happy for me. I've even gotten shade from my own mother. For example, she never has anything positive to say about my weight loss efforts or the amazing results that I've achieved so far. All she does is insinuate that I'm not being healthy about it and tells me that I need to eat more to nourish my body, which she knows is bull because I'm nowhere near the ballpark of being, you know what. I almost feel like she's jealous and trying to sabotage my success. My mom is my current weight, but she's almost 4 inches shorter than me. She even made the comment of, you look thinner than me, but we weigh the same. Where's the support? Where's the encouragement? Why is she trying to make me feel bad for losing weight, like I'm doing something wrong? She's not the only person either. My friend at work told me the other day, oh, you've lost weight? I didn't even notice a change. I have worked with this woman for almost 3 years. She's seen me at my heaviest. There is no way in hell she didn't notice me losing half of my body mass. Like, she's not blind and she doesn't have any form of amnesia. All the hate is from other women too. All my guy friends have noticed, complimented my success, and have been so supportive of me. Why do women hate on other women who have lost weight? Why can't women support each other and be encouraging with each other's success? Has anyone else experienced hate from losing weight? What happened to you and how did you deal with it? Okay, so there's a lot of questions there. And I just want to say, like, I've been pretty lucky with my mom. I have. So my mom, she has been supportive of me in the sense that I could not have done all of this without her. Has the feeling always been there from her? No. Have there been times where she's mad at me or she's irritated? Yes. You know, particularly like, just as an example, in April of 2024, I was really struggling with my rent that month. And I completely flopped and my mom was extremely pissed. But we still stayed afloat and I thanked her graciously. And there are other financial things that she has helped with, like with letting me borrow and this kind of stuff. So it wouldn't have been possible without her. But has the feeling always been there? No. She's been pissed about it, salty, etc. You know, she even accused me of having a TR thing in June. But my mom also has the issue. So as far as my mom being in the problem, she's been pretty good. Pretty good. But there still has been like triggered moments, or like it hasn't been perfect. But in general, I could never say that she's not been encouraging or supportive. She absolutely has, in the ways that it matters. Absolutely. So I'm lucky in that sense. I do not feel like my mom is my enemy in this at all. But it is complicated. But also me and my mom, we're both brats. We just fight all the time. So it is what it is. Like, for my Enneagram people, my mom's a 7, I'm a 4. We fight. Period. So it is what it is, you know. Anyways, for my Astro Girly Pops, my mom's an Aries, I'm a Leo. We fight. Everybody fights with an Aries. Full shade intended to the Aries, y'all love to fight. And Aries loves to fight. They love it. They cannot. They love arguing. I don't care what they say. Unless if you're like a Libra rising, you love to fight. I do have, and one of my best friends is in Aries, but she has a Libra rising, and she's not as confrontational. Anyways, point is, lots of fighting, okay? So, the point is, I've been lucky in that sense. So I feel bad. But I would say that her mom probably has the TR, or there's some aspect of that. And you really can project your own issues, especially between mother and daughter. Or even like with me and my mom, I'm feminine enough that it's like almost as if, those same things apply sometimes. It happens still. And I'm very similar to my mom. I'm similar, but also the total opposite. It's really bizarre. I don't get it. I don't know. It's weird. But anyways, the point is, yeah, that's probably why her mom is having such an issue. The friend at work, that's really bitchy. So that has to be some kind of jealousy. Like she's clearly lying. So as far as like the girl guy thing, or like, the hate is from other women, my guy friends have noticed, but they've been happy. So I will offer like, I have a little bit of a spiritual perspective. A lot of women are not in touch with their inner divine masculine, which is essentially like those lower chakras. So like root, sacral, and solar plexus. So if another woman gets in touch with that, which that would be like completing a weight loss goal, that's very like solar plexus, looking better, it's very sacral, getting healthier, that's very root, right? So if you think of those three things, a lot of women aren't as in touch with those, whereas most men are in touch with those. So it's kind of like they feel jealous because they're not connected to that part of themselves. That's how I would see it on a spiritual level. That's why I think it happens more often, I guess you could say. And I do really, really like advise, and as myself being super feminine and spiritually overly feminine at times, I do think it's so important to get rooted and grounded and to continue to like, or not just put all our focus on the collective or on the future or these kind of things, or our words, but to also put our focus on our actions and goals and our own personal goals and even our ego. I do think it's important to be in touch with that, because you have the right to your own ambitions as a woman, and it's okay if another woman has ambitions. Like, you don't have to, you could have it too, So I do think that happens on a spiritual level. With guys, it's a totally different thing. That doesn't really apply to this. But just because I don't want to feel like, or I don't want you guys to feel like I'm just hating on women, because I'm really not. Where guys will struggle spiritually is like, they'll be like, I'm all alone in this world, right? That's a disconnect from the crown. Or they'll lack perspective, So it's like, I don't think about the future at all. I just think about the moment. That's, a lot of guys are like that. They don't have a plan. That's an unbalanced man. It's a man that doesn't have his divine feminine energy in balance. And the last thing is a guy who can't speak his mind, who can't be direct. It's a blocked throat chakra. So that's where it would show up with men. So it's a lot of guys who maybe they don't say things, so they get really angry or really sad and they don't talk about it. So that's where people pressure men to speak. And I do think that is the right thing for most men. And then to have a goal, how many times have you heard a woman say, like, he doesn't have a plan? It's not good. If you're a man listening, it's bad. If you don't have a plan, it's like, ugh. To a girl, she's like, ooh, it's not good. And then don't feel like you're all in it for yourself. You know, we are, you know, the collective does exist too. We're not alone. We're never actually alone. That's not real. So find connection with others and don't be a loner. You know, there is the whole male loneliness epidemic, right? That is a disconnect from the crown. So it does work both ways, but with women, it tends to be those. So I think that's why women in general, at least from a spiritual perspective, they're going to have issues with other women who lose weight. It's because it's a sign that you're balancing. You're getting in touch with those rooted, with like those lower level chakras. You're getting in touch with that. You're balancing out, which is good. You want that. You do. It helps you, you know. But I think that's why people get jealous in general. So that's my opinion, you know. That's my opinion. You could take it or leave it. I definitely want to hear your opinions on that as well, you know. How has anyone else experienced hate from losing weight? What happened to you and how did you deal with it? I talked about it before this started. So as far as how to deal with it, I'm at a loss. Honestly, I am. And I think it's because I'm still an activist at the end of the day. So I can't become a people pleaser on the channel. So it's tough. I think it's really hard. I feel stuck a little bit because I don't know exactly how to deal with it. But I think taking a more open stance, I think is good. And, you know, trying to tell people, like, you're included in this success. You're not excluded. You can always join, you know, like you can always have this success for yourself too. And I would love that for you. Like, honestly, I would. I think that that's the kind of stuff that I need to say more. And also I do plan on trying to address some of these issues in the next era. I think the next era is needed now more than ever. You know, as I said on my post, this Elsa needs to become an Anna immediately, with the swiftness, because I need to open up. I'm at that point in my life. I'm at that point in my journey. I'm at that point spiritually. There's just a lot that needs to change in that sense, and I'm ready for it, and I'm excited. So how it's going to show up on the channel is I plan on collabing a lot. That's a big one. And I'm going to try to get more involved with comments and stuff. I'm going to work on it. It's hard in January because it's daily, but I won't be doing daily anymore pretty soon. And then I might have to stop doing Tuesdays because it might be too hard with my schedule. But other than that, it'll be the same. And let me think of anything else. Oh, I think I want to go live more. So let me know if you guys would be interested in me going live more often, because I think it helps to foster a sense of community. Like, I need to work on it. I'm flopping too. You know, my flopputation, it's not just haters, it's also me too. There is an interaction, and I'm aware of that. So I need to make that clear. But anyways, with that, you guys, I'm going to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys soon. I should have a video with Angelica coming up tomorrow, and that will conclude January for the main peeps, and then I will be doing my members video on Saturday. Okay? So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.